those. I have that those letters.
Excellent. 7th of December, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
Okay. Get up to here. We got up to Tekala Atzmo Tanoihi. Okay, yeah. Tekala Atzmo Tanoihi. Last line of the Amud. Oh, we actually went over to the other side. Right. Ah. Okay, so okay, so let's go again from we'll go over it again from the last line in Kuf Mem I mean Kuf Kuf Tesvav Ahmed Base 115b Tanoihi. It is a machlekes tanoim.
You're on Kuf Tet Vav Ahmed Base.
Last line.
Oh, I see it. Tanoihi. I see it.
Yeah. Okay. Want to read? Lou.
Okay. I gotta find it in the English.
1, 2, 3, 4 lines up from the very last, the last paragraph. It's in the middle of the last.
The Tanoi Brisa Chavis Shal Yayo Truma Shanit Base. A barrel of truma wine that has become tamei. Beis Shammai Omrim, Beis Shammai say, Tish Pech Hakol. Pour it all out.
Right.
Beis Hillel Omer, Omrim, Beis Hillel, right? Teaseh Luf. I'll use it for sprinkling. The Brisa continues. Amar Rabbi Yishmael, Rabbi Yosei. Rabbi Yishmael said in the name of, I'm sorry, Rabbi Yishmael, the son of Rabbi Yosei, said, Ani ich achria. I will tip the balance. Beves te aseh ziluf. In a house, it should be used for sprinkling. Uva sadeh tisha fech hakol. In the field, pour it out.
Okay. Okay, so here we see that we have two opposite opinions, Beis Shammai, Beis Hillel, and Beis Shammai says, spill it all out wherever you are, right away, because we're choshesh for takala. We're concerned that there's going to be a stumbling. It's going to be a stumbling block Kohanim, either intentionally or unintentionally, they're going to end up drinking this tamei wine. So we can't leave it lying around. So he says, pour it out. His Hillel says, no, you don't need to do that. Just use it for a permitted purpose. True, you can't drink it. You're not allowed to drink it, but we're not worried that people are going to come to Kohanim are going to come to drink it, or anybody else for that matter. We're not worried about that. So go right ahead. Let the Kohen take it into his house and let him sprinkle to make a nice fragrance in his house. We're not. So it's seemingly, according to Beis Hillel, he's not concerned whatsoever about the whole problem of Tekola that we were speaking about in the previous Gemora. So on that, Rabbi Shmuel, Rabbi Yossi says, Ani achriya. What's it mean, Ani achriya? I'm going to show you how to apply the proper. I'm going to paskin what's the proper in light of the fact that we have a machlokes Beis Shammai Beis Hillel. How should we conduct ourselves? How should we conduct ourselves? Ani achriya. So he says like this: if you have the wine in the house already, so then you can go like you can rely on Beis Hillel. Halacha is like Beis Hillel always when we have a machlokes with him and Beis Shammai. So you don't need to pour it out like Beis Shammai says. You can use it properly. You can use it freely for ziluf. We're not worried that anything's going to happen. But he says that Shmuel says that when it comes to the soda, so we're going to find that the Beis Shammai's concerns are going to be honored over there. We're going to be choshesh. We're going to be concerned for the ruling of Beis Shammai when it did not become tamei in the house, and it's going to be, and you're going to need it. You're going to need to take it into the you're going to need to take it in from the field into the house, because that's where you're going to use it. You're not going to use it on your you're not going to use it outdoors on your field to make a nice fragrance in the field. That's not necessary. The usage of it is only in the house. That's the ziluf is only in the house. The fragrance is created in the house. So Beis Shammai agrees that the only usage that it could possibly have is in the house, and he's worried that by the time you get it there, you're gonna misuse it. He's worried for that tekola. So in that way, Rabbi Yishmael says we're gonna paskin like Beis Shammai, so to speak, in that situation where you got to get it from the field into the house. We're gonna paskin like Beis Shammai and say, no, you can't do that. You can't take it. You can't take it into the house. If it becomes tamei in the field, you got to pour it out right there, and that's it. You can't bring it into the house. So that's the way that Rabbi Yossi says we so to speak, we take into account the views of both Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel according to his psak. Very interesting. As opposed to what we usually do, we say Beis Shammai b'makom Beis Hillel eno Mishnah. When we have a machlokes between Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel, the halacha is completely like Beis Hillel, and we don't concern ourselves with the view of Beis Shammai at all. That's the famous mice in the Gemora and Brachos with Rabbi Tarfon. Rabbi Tarfon got down off of his animal and in order to say the Shema, according to the view of Beis Shammai, who says B'shach means that you have to lie down in order to say the Kriya Shema at night. So he went off of his animal to lie down, and he was accosted by listim, by bandits, and he was put in danger of his life. And they said to him, they said, "See, you should have done like Beis Hillel. You never would have gotten into that trouble." It was they said even worse than that. They said it's good that you were in danger of your life like that, because you violated the words of Beis Hillel. Trying to fulfill the view of Beis Shammai was called violating the words of Beis Hillel. You were violating the halacha. Wow. So over here, it's interesting, very interesting. Rabbi Shmuel says, no, we're gonna take Beis Shammai into consideration over here. Okay. And now we go to the Ikeda Amre. Oh, do we have any Rashi that we didn't read from yesterday? We just those two Rashis on the first two lines of Rashi. Yeah, I guess we read them already. Okay, fine. So now to the Ikeda Amre. Ikeda Amre, we go to Roy to read Ikeda Amre.
Ikeda Amre. Some say that Reb Yishmael, the son of Reb Yosei, stated the following. V'yashon ta'asa ziluf. In the case of aged wine, it should be used for sprinkling. V'chadosh hashofach hakol. But in the case of new wine, it should all be poured out.
Oh, very good. Right. This is similar to what we said in the Gemora previously. If you have wine which is yashan, so it's right now immediately suitable to be used for ziluf, for sprinkling. So if so, then we of course we follow the view of Beis Hillel, tasa ziluf. That's what you should do. Those are the words of Beis Hillel, tasa ziluf. Use it for ziluf, for sprinkling. You don't need to pour it out. Right. But if it's chadash, so then we say spill it out, the whole thing, spill it out. Why do we say that? What's the difference between yain yashan and yain chadash? Take a look what we said in the previous few lines above where we're reading now. We said that yain chadash is not suitable to do sprinkling with, because it doesn't, since it hasn't been aged, it doesn't have any significant aromatic aroma. So it's not going to really be fit to do sprinkling with. But and in fact, that's what the Gemora answered the Brisa to explain why it would be that you shouldn't make a declaration on such wine that it should be Trumas Meiser for the Kohen. But the Gemora asked the question, but why don't you? It's fitting to become mature wine. You just gotta leave it waiting around for a while. Leave it around for 30 days at least. According to halacha, even 30 days is already called yayin yashin. Maybe that's not what the Baron Rothschild holds, but that's what the Gemora says. It's already called yayin yashin, and so that wine is already mature enough to be able to have an aroma, and it could be suitable for sprinkling. So why not just do what Baron Rothschild does and put it down there in the wine cellar in some nice oak wood barrels, and you'll have very, very fine wine. But on that, we say, no. On that, we're concerned for the view of Beis Shammai. What's going to be in those 30 days? The Kohen's going to be hanging around the wine cellar over there, and he's going to get thirsty over there, and he's gonna say, I gotta have a drink of wine. Let me just have a cup of wine. And he's going to take from the truma, and oy vavoy. That's the takala. So therefore, Rabbi Yishmael, he says that that the psak should be, the ruling should be that if it's chadash, then you're not allowed to leave it lying around, even though it's gonna, in 30 days it'll already be suitable. That's too long of a time to leave it lying around. We're worried about the takala, that a Kohen's gonna end up drinking it. So that's the Ikeda Amre. And now we go to the next section of the Gemara. Amruloi. Back to Lou.
Amru. Amru Lo. They said to him, Ein hakira'ah shali shis mach ra'as. You cannot tip the balance with a third opinion. So they're not happy with Rabbi Yishmael saying, I'm going to tip the balance. Im Amar Lo Eitzel Yes Shalcha Kule.
It was a long Rashi. It was a long Rashi before that.
Yeah, let's take a look at this Rashi.
Ein hachra. Don't use the shlishi mikra to make for the third opinion, so to speak. Tam atmech, the reason itself, ata omer, that you say velo k'divrei, not according to the words of one of them. Sheshnehem lo hichrisu, because two of them do not do not mention bayit v'sada. They don't mention the house and the field. The heichi, and how is it? The mi hachrad, the one who decides, so to speak, gon ihu tani. If this one is the taught Beit Shammai, bein nitmeh, whether it's tameh, the bayit in the house, bein b'sadeh, or in the field, tishapeh hakol, he would have to spill out all of that. Beit Hillel says, bein b'bayit or bein b'sadeh, whether it's in the house or in the field, ta'aseh ziluv, he'd have to do You'd have to do the sprinkling on it. Reb Shimon Omer, Nitmei B'Sadeh Tishbech. If it's tamei in the field, you should spill out hakol, spill alcohol. Sleep. The house got to be sprinkling. The timer is the trial. The reason of both of them is kemarach kemechara. When they decide, obviously, it is according to the one of the house. Trey, both of them. Ulagabe Sadeh, Trey, and regarding the field, both of them, the law should be according to both of them. She'ain omdim should not go divrei yechid. You should not go for the opinion of a single as opposed to two. The Acharei Rabim, that they go after the majority, Lahatot, to decide, Kativ, Kihu Dekole Matlaniot, Mital, I don't know what that is, Metalonia. The own law, here that it's not revealed.
Matlanios. Matlanios is a shmata.
Oh, shmata. Yeah. That's, we do have shmatas. Yeah, we have we do call that here a matlit. Yes, it's a shmata. Shmata. We learned in the Likim about Hachi here. Logala, that it's not revealed, the Atya, the Lihu Shum, that it is nothing, Midei Chiluk, there is no division, Bain Bayit Lasada. There shouldn't be something different between a house and a field. Taima Dinafshe Kama. The reason, according to himself, we say. Very confusing. Okay. Long Russian.
Yeah. So let's see this Rashi. Ein hachra shlishis machras. The Chachamim are saying to Rabbi Yishmael, Rabbi Yossi, with all due respect, what you are saying is your own personal opinion. Tam atzmacha ata omer. That's what you're saying. V'lo kedivrei echad mehen. And what you are saying doesn't really accord with either Beis Shammai or Beis Hillel. They would both argue with you. So you're not really being machriya between either one of them. You're saying you're saying a third opinion. So a third opinion is not any way to be able to decide between one opinion or the other opinion. Shishneim lo ezkiru bais v'sadeh, because neither Beis Shammai nor Beis Hillel said anything whatsoever about where the wine became tamei. That if it becomes tamei in the field, then the halacha is like this. So when it comes in the house, the halacha is like that. How can what you say be regarded as a hachra, as a arbitrating decision, but deciding between the two of them? If we would have learned in the Brisa that Beis Shammai would say Bain nitmas b'bayis Bain b'sapich hakol, the field and the house, then in both cases you spill it out. And Beis Hillel omrim Bain similarly Bain b'bayis Bain b'sada tasiziluf, whether it is happened in the house or whether it happened in the field that it became tamei, you do ziluf in both cases. And then This that it says Reish Shin is a mistake. I have a Hagos Vitzionim that says that the Gillian corrects that to say that that's referring to Rabbi Yishmael. Rabbi Yishmael says over there, in such a situation, Nitma Basada Tishapek Hakol. If it became Tameh in the field, so then you'll spill it out like Beis Hillel would hold, and Babais. And if it became Tameh in the house, Tasaziluf, you'll hold in that case like Beis Hillel said, because both Beis Hillel and Beis Shammai did mention the case of the field and of the house. If they would have said that, then your hachra would have had something to do with what they said. Wouldn't have been your own third opinion. The time of the travayu kamachra, because then you are bartering. I don't know what it's called. Tipping the balance between what?
Arbitrating
Between the two opinions. That would be called the hachra. V'havalahu legabi beis bias. So therefore, then it would come out that in regard to the din of the house, you'd have two votes on the side of using it for ziluf. Ulagabi sada trey. You'd likewise have two votes against one in the case of the field as well to spill it out, because you would add Rabbi Yishmael's opinion to Beis Hillel in the house and to Beis Shammai in the field, and then you'd say behilchasa katrei. Then the halacha would be like the two opinions as opposed to the minority opinion. Ve'ein omdim divrei yochid b'makom shnayim. But what you did, Rabbi Yishmael, is not that at all. You just gave a third opinion. And why should we say that your opinion outweighs both the opinion of Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel? Dein omdim divrei yochid b'makom shnayim dachrei rabbi mahatos. Because we have a principle when it comes to halacha. In halacha, when we have a difference of opinion, we paskin according to the majority. That's the pasuk that Rashi's quoting. Achrei rabim lahatos. We incline towards the side of the majority. And then he mentions this case in the Shabbos about the shmatas. Go take a look over there. Aval hacha, but over here in the case at hand, the inu lo galu datayu. Neither one of them revealed their view in regard to a house or a field. The lahabishu midi chiluk bein bais l'sada. They didn't say that there was any distinction between in a house and in a field. Timid the nafshe ka'amar. You therefore, Rabbi Yishmael, are saying your own personal opinion, and we do not accept it. Okay. And that's the end of that. So therefore, what's the halacha? What's the halacha? What's the bottom line halacha? Where do we see it's very interesting, because it's very interesting. If you look at the first two words of the first line of our Amud here, Kuf Tezayin, Amud Aleph, you see a little Aleph by the words Tishafei Hakol, which is the view of Beis Shammai. That's what Beis Shammai said. And those that little letter over there, that little Aleph, would indicate that it's sending you to the Ein Mishpat on the upper left-hand corner of your Amud over here, where he brings that, in fact, the Rambam in Hilchos Trumas paskins like Beis Shammai against Beis Hillel. Very interesting. Where did the Rambam get that from? Doesn't he know that the Gemora says Beis Shammai b'makom Beis Hillel ain't no Mishnah? Where does the Rambam get off paskining like Beis Shammai? Okay. And as you see over here, if you take a look on the Tosfos over here, Hachra Shlishis, Tosfos has written a whole essay over here about this statement of the Chachamim. The Hachra of a third opinion constitutes no Hachra whatsoever. And the Re accords Nira Lari Iker Kapirish Akontris. You see that Tosfos over there? I'm just reading the first line. Don't get worried. I'm not going to go through the whole Tosfos. At least not now. It's already 12:28. But just this first line, I took a look at Nira Lari, according to the Re, Iker Chaf Pei Hey. Kapirish Hakuntris. Rashi, he's the Kuntris. What does he mean by that? Because the way that Rashi understood the Gemora, he said the Das Gimel Hud that what the Chachamim were saying to Rabbi Shmuel is you are simply expressing a third opinion, which doesn't accord at all with either the first or the second opinion of Beis Hillel and Beis Shammai. The Tanoi Kamoi lo gilu bedatom sheishum chiluk bein bais l'sodeh. And as Rashi explained, why is it a third opinion that has nothing to do with Beis Shammai Beis Hillel? Because neither one of them mentioned that being becoming tummy in the house or becoming tummy in the field would have any bearing whatsoever on their decision. Oh, and then he starts to ask questions. Okay, and with that, I think we will conclude. All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, Shabbat Shalom.
Best, everybody.
See you tomorrow morning, Mr. Hashem.
Okay, Bezrat Hashem. Happy lighting.
Have a Shabbat Shalom and a Sameach, everybody.
Hanukkah Sameach.